Hi, and welcome back to the Trucking Scribe. It's Esther. Today we are doing day 8, which should have been done on Wednesday, but I had some things going on and was unable to. So I just moved it over to today. So we're talking about King Herod's reaction to the birth of Jesus. So I'm going to read this to you. One of the most dramatic segments of the Christmas story revolves around King Herod's reaction to the birth of Jesus. This part of the narrative, often overshadowed by the more joyous events, and is significant in the biblical account of Jesus' birthday. King Herod, also known as Herod the Great, was a Roman appointed king of Judea. Known for his architectural accomplishments and cruelty, Herod was a man of great power and paranoia. His reign was marked by suspicion and fear, as he constantly feared the loss of his throne. When the wise men from the east arrived in Jerusalem seeking the newborn king of the Jews, Herod was taken aback. The Magi's news troubled him deeply. So we talked about the Magi, or the wise men that came through looking for Jesus and talked to Herod. We did that Monday. So you can go back and look at that video. The Magi's news troubled him, as he saw this new king as a direct threat to his rule. Worried about his power and position, Herod hatched a plot to find and eliminate his potential rival. Herod pretended to share the wise man's desire to worship the new king. He asked them to report back to him at once. They found the baby Jesus under the guise of wanting to pay his respects. But his intentions were far from noble. In truth, he planned to kill Jesus to eliminate any threat to his throne. So Matthew 2:16 through 18 is where Herod realizes that the wise men have outwitted him and have not returned to reveal the location of Jesus. Well, Herod was really upset. His reaction was violent and brutal. And if you know any of the history, then you know that this was just normal for him. He ordered the massacre of all the boys in Bethlehem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under. By the time he learned from the wise men, this event, known as the Massacre of the Innocents, is a chilling reminder of the lengths Herod went to secure his power. So then Matthew 2:13 through 15 talk about Joseph, Mary, and Jesus being guided to Egypt by a dream. So there's more angels coming in. They returned to Nazareth only after Herod's death. So Herod's reaction to the birth of Jesus adds a dark but significant twist to the Christmas narrative. It serves as a stark contrast to the joyous news of Jesus' birth, a grim reminder of the political climate of the time. However, it also underscores the miraculous preservation of Jesus' life and the fulfillment of God's plans. As we reflect on the Christmas story, let's remember all its aspects, including King Herod's reaction and the lessons it teaches us about power, fear, and God's divine providence. So a lot of times you don't hear about King Herod because it's so mean or angry and all, that it just defies Jesus being born and all that happiness. But it is important to look at Herod because some of how Herod became king. He was in 63 BC. Pompey, the Roman general, stormed Jerusalem and claimed all of Rome. Then in 44 BC, Caesar was killed and war broke out. Mark Antony won the war, and he appointed King Herod, which King Herod is a half Jew, and he was appointed to keep rule in Judea. And there was a lot going on and stuff. There was Queen Cleopatra of Egypt. The Syrians, the Greeks were all active and wanted to take over Herod's rule. So even the Jews hated him. They didn't see him as a king of the Jew king, or even as a Jew, because he had killed so many priests, so many people. He was paranoid, and he had an incurable He had an incurable physical disease. And by the time that Jesus was born, Herod was old, he was bitter, he'd fought all these people, he killed his wives and some son-in-laws and priests and just whoever through all the years that he ruled over Syria. And I thought it was very important that we talk about how he was considered king of the Jews, but the Jews never did look at him as the king to any Jews. So I'm also reading this book, David Jeremiah, Why the Nativity. And that's where I got a lot of today's information from about the reading today. Because for me, it's a very painful thought to think about all these babies being killed. And but anybody could do that, and you're thinking about it at Christmas when you're used to just having Christmas story and that Jesus was born and all the joy. But we have to remember that there was pain and there was suffering in this joy also. And that God, his final plan was seen at the end. So Herod didn't win, God won. Dr. Jeremiah asked some discussion questions I thought I would leave you with. It is said that people often react with anger when they're afraid. Do you agree? Why or why not? Herod's name means heroic. Do you think he was a hero? Why or why not? So those are some good questions. So we're going to flip the camera around and do our Bible study, our crafting for today. And I watched Rhonda over at Journal Diva this morning. She had a craft project that she got from Kathy's Garden. And I'll link both of them below because I really enjoyed it. I hadn't seen this made before this way, so I hope you enjoy it. So our printables for today, I have this one that will be in the download for today, free download. You can go get all of this Christmas story Bible study over on my Ko-Fi shop. It's for free. So there's this. I did some prompts in Midjourney, and I thought for me these were fitting, but I also thought, I'm gonna give a few. So here it's the kids and the parents are standing here, and the writing's supposed to be the order from Herod. And then you see the writing and the scratching and the just destroyed journal page. This is a mom and another mom, and it depicts their hurt and their loss. And here is the capital where Herod was, and here's the men who went to follow those orders. Some more pictures of the ladies and their grieving. I have this one that has a supposed king on here with all the writing. And then this one with the kids trying to get help. So now you can interpret these any way that you want to. They're just what I saw when I was reading them, when I looked at them. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you my journal, and you can go back to the first video that explains this more. We have just glued these pages together to make a journal. So if you look, it's just folded paper like this. We're gluing white side to white side, and it's giving it an expandable spine kind of thing. And when we put the covers on it, when we're finished, it will be able to get bigger. So that's why I don't have the covers on yet, because we keep adding more and more stuff. But say if you wanted this page right here, unless you covered the whole page, you're not going to get this in here this way. You could do a flip or something with it, but not the way that we've been working on them. I want this one first. I'm going to take and put it in here and put this down. And that's protecting this part of the page from the glue. I use stick glue and liquid glue. The stick glue, to me, makes the pages thicker and gives it more body. as well as gluing it together too. Okay, so I am not getting all the way to the edge there because I want this to be able to expand. And I am going to check my pages to see which way they're going before I put this one on. And I'm going to check this one too. So I just lay it on top of the last one, just like that. And then I continue on. I want these. So after I've added these, this is what it looks like. I did go around and trim some of that white off, but you can see there's still some there. Surprisingly, I have not struggled real bad with perfectionism here, but I keep telling myself is, you know, this is an old journal. That's what it's supposed to look like, and that's what you're doing. And it's mine. So, but it is getting very big. I'm so excited to see what it looks like when we finish it. So what I'm going to do today, I've got all these extra printables that I want to use because one thing, they go with our journal with the colors that are in here. With this one. So what I wanted to do was to go right here. I want to save this. But I need two of the same size. Let's see. Is that going to be able to fold up? It's going to be all right. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them over and I'm going to fold them, and we're going to make little pockets out of them. I can already see them crooked there, I think. Maybe not. And you want them the same size, so I'm just going to lay this one on top. And then I'm going to look and try and even that up right there. Okay, now there we go. Okay, so these, she used 6x6, but you can use these too. I want a notch in the top and the bottom because we're going to use both sides. I gotta think about that. Actually, it'll be on this side. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and make a bigger, make one all the way across. I'm going to do the same with this. This doesn't really have a direction. Yeah, it does. I see the faces now. So what I'm going to do, I actually do like this part kind of hanging over, so I'm going to just put some glue right here all the way down. Sit it right there so it can dry for a second. Like I said, I'm going to leave that little torn edge off or out where you can see it. So you want your pages to overlap a little bit. That way you have this like a pocket or bag. So ours is 8.5. So what I want to do is to put, I want the white, I think I want the white in the back. So what Rhonda did is she lined it up on here, and then she put this top part right there at the next line. Then we're going to fold this up, and we're going to come to this line. So we're going every line. So here's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4. And that's how we're going to stagger them. And they don't have to be absolutely perfect. And then I'm going to pull this one over. So depending on how you put these together, they are layered like this. So you could just do a waterfall where they open like that and put something over it, which we're going to do in a minute because I think I'll use that in a different one because I did want to get the pockets like this. So I'm just going to burnish these edges a little bit to get it to lay down a little better. And then I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put glue right here and on this side. And I'm going to flip it over and do the next side the same way. So doing this, you wind up with more pockets. When you fold it this way. So you got one pocket right back there when it gets in the book, because I'm going to glue it down the same way. And you got this pocket. There's one back there. I didn't glue that down, so you got one back there. You got another one right there. And then same thing here on these next two levels. You've got two. So I kind of like it right there. In the middle. Looks good. Because of the girl in the middle, I think is why I'm liking it there. So it's just bringing, it's pulling my eye towards, and you may not see that, but you know, we all do craft differently. And don't know, no, if those are going to be too big. And I can put these in here. Okay, so that's one. And then I'm going to take these here. Let's go that way. So I can see that line right there, but I'm just going to fold it just right there. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to fold it to like right here. See, like right in there, and give it maybe a quarter of an inch to where it'll overlap. You know, I was thinking his head might be on there, but it's not going to be. Maybe I'll fold it this way and see what I come up with. Let's see, did I get it straight? No, I probably didn't. It's not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to fix this one. I'm going to turn it the same way. I'm going to glue it down. Okay. So on this side, I could do maybe up to there. I want the face showing, so let's see. I'm going to stack them just like I did a while ago. And these are going to be longer than I want. Because I want this one right here to come this way. So I may just cut that off. So I'm just going to make this 7 inches, I think, would work. Or 8. I think I'm going to do 8. Save those pieces because we can use them again. There can be some more pockets to go in our thing. And all I'm doing is lining up over here and lining my ruler up on the 8 mark and just ripping them. So see, they're already glued. You could just glue this bottom flap. Okay. So I want this part to be on the outside. It's not going to quite work if I do it that way because, yeah. If I did it more like that. Okay, that will work where I can see Jesus' face. And then I'm going to put the other one. Actually, I think I want the tree part right there. I don't take too much away from it because see where my folding. So this inside one has to be a little bit shorter one way or the other. So let's see. And what I want it to do is to open up like this. And then this back one will be glued down. Good. I can't add more. See what I'm doing? I'm getting them all crooked again. Here we go. I think I want a bigger one of those. Will this one work? I'm just cutting little notches. I got this a while back and I really like the way it makes the notches. So what I need to do is glue that part right there. Right across here. To be honest, it wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of, I'll put a little bit of that in there on it to hold it together. Actually, you know, if I know right now which page I'm using, I can go ahead and sew this into the actual page. So let me see, where do I want this to go? Let's see. Right there would be nice. It's a little bit too much. See, this is my problem. I've got all these pretty pages and I don't want to mess them up. Let's see. I really would like it on this side, but I like those colors together too. Put it right there. Right here on this page. Like I said, I want to how about there? think that is a good spot. So what I'm going to do is figure out where I want it. I want it about middle ways, I think. Maybe about right there so I can see the head of the people. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I've got this, my folded piece, I'm going to put it in here this way. And I'm just going to poke 3 holes. Now you probably don't need but 2, but I'm going to go ahead and do 3. I'm going to start in the middle. And I usually go towards the top of the page. So, see, we got our little holes right here. Now, after you get done with putting your whole book together, you can't sew these in like this if you're making one like this. And I'm actually going to take and put some tape on the back side of that so that it gives my paper some more structure than what it has. Well, you might be able to see it from the other side. So we're just coming back in the middle here, and you can see I stuck that needle right through that yarn. Let me see. See how it's going through here? I'm going to fix that in just a second. We'll neaten it up. I'm just going to tie a little bow right here. What I'm going to do is I got some of this fabric tape, that Tim Holtz fabric tape. I'm just going to put a piece on the back side, and you could put it on this side too if you wanted. I just already sewed it in. So I'm just going to come over here, right there where I sewed that in. I'm going to take this. So I'm just going to loosen that up a little bit so I can get it in there. And then I'll glue it back down. I'm just going to stick this over that right there. And if you were doing this and thought about it before you got this far, you could have sewed it in and taped it up before you even glued it in. And this gives that side more structure. And I'm going to take and add a little more glue here. A little bit right there. Not a lot. This is a little floppy right this minute. I'm going to stick that under it. I think what I want to do is put like I don't know. So I was thinking something like this that would Velcro up and go there. But I definitely want to see what I'm going to do is use this since I have some. I'm probably going to cut 2 inches so I can fold it in. And we're just going to fold this one like we did the other one. I think that will work. And I'm going to glue this. I think I want it right in there. A little bit more over. I think I'm going to line it right there. I'm using them lines on there just to look at this and see where I'm going. So I'm going to put glue right here. I need just a little bit more right there. And I'm actually going to put some glue in this part because it can be closed. I should have sewed it, but that's okay. So then it's going to fold up like that. Okay, so I think I want right about here. Actually, go just a little bit shorter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that little piece on too, but I'm going to put Velcro to open this. Not quite that long. That will work, I think. And I need to put some glue up in that little place too. So Velcro, I use it all the time for this. I got this big old pack that has, I don't know, thousands in it. What does it say on here? Now I got a panda bear too. There's so many. I've been using this for a couple of years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rough side right. I hope y'all are really enjoying this series and that you'll leave me some comments below and let me know what you think about all of it. Okay. So these could be little note cards. Stick them in here like this. We'll just stick them in there for now. Let's see what else I got. So you can have all this stuff sticking out, and these are actually big enough to put these smaller ones in. I might be able to put in a tag. And then you just Velcro it up. So you might want to put something here. I'm not going to right now. But with the movement, you may need something. I don't think I will, but so it's like a waterfall. And really, if you wanted, you could have added more. Well, I don't know about going this way that you could add more, but going up and down, I would think you could. Today we talked about Herod, and we started here, read all that, read some more about Herod. We made this little 8-pocket cute little thing. And then we made our waterfall over here, which I'm wanting to do in some other books now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It'd be great if you left me a comment and a like. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you can get notified when I put up more videos. Thank you and have a great weekend.